tree, or the value of having some pretty extensive irrigation on our lighter, sandier soils in the over the recent years with the improved productivity of our corn hybrids. We have a tremendous amount of residue to deal with, and the Monty's carbon has worked tremendously to release those nutrients from the residue back into our soil solutions so we have it available for continued and enhanced production. We began selling the Monty's product, I guess this will be our third full production year, and we have learned continually different ways to enhance crop production using the Monty's products, the basic being the carbon product, where we're using it in a full array of crops that we grow here on the Delmarva, the corn, the soybeans, the wheat, and then a vast array of vegetable crops also. One of the first and largest use areas has been with nitrogen fertilizers on our small grain crop, where we, on our lighter soils, have a lot of sulfur deficiency. We blend sulfur products with our 30%, and the carbon as a tool to reduce the burn effects from the 30%, safen the 30% to protect our wheat, and then on top of that we have the great value of it helping to break down the residue from our previous corn crops. Some of the issues we have with some of the weather patterns that we've had over the last couple of years, especially with some big nor'easters and also some hurricanes, we've had a lot of saltwater intrusion in our bay areas, both from the Chesapeake Bay and the Delaware Bay. Well, one beautiful example was a grower we work with in the Milford, Delaware area that probably was losing production on, several hundred acres. And we were able to work with some folks at the University of Delaware and the AgriLabs folks in the Milford area and actually do routine soil testing after we had applied the carbon in the form of the nanobind product and reduce some of the salt levels in the soil by as much as 60-some percent. And in fact, I was just with that grower last week, and he had another field adjacent to the field we were working in that he, on his own, put the carbon on, and actually told us that it flat out the only difference between the two fields was the quart of carbon, and he had a 40 bushel yield response. That's a pretty good return on his investment. The Monty's products have been, it's been exciting over the last couple of years working with the products in our starters, in some of the foliar programs. The farmers indeed have seen and realized that we're still on the early side of a learning curve in a lot of ways, but the response in all crops, whether it's some of our watermelon crops under the plastic to enhance the fertilizer utilization that we put there, or whether it's in our starters with a 2x2 to, again, like with the 30% buffer, some of the fertilizer salts, or actually, one of the bigger growth areas over the last couple of years has been the use of pop-up fertilizers. Again, going back to the issues with fertilizer nutrient buildup from some of our poultry operations, we're able to use a lot less fertilizer and get a lot more return for our dollar by the low rates of pop-ups right in the row with the seed, both in our corn and soybean production system.